Your critics will say Paul Cheng has platitudes. He has ideals, but he doesn't have ideas.
Okay.
We want to know what's the question is, what are you going to actually do if elected mayor to create jobs for London?
They want a leader. They want somebody that says, folks, I am accountable, I am pro-business, I want London back working again, and mean it. Because right now, we have people that's got their own agendas. Every one of your candidates has strings attached. This guy has no strings. I'm doing it because I want the job, because I want London back working.
And I believe that. I believe that.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Talk to business. Number one, job retention. As I said on the 3090.
So what would you have done when Kellogg's was leaving? You're the mayor, you get the call, Kellogg's is
This
leaving.
is past. Now that came out of left field. We didn't know about that, did we?
Correct.
Right. So did he say anything? Did he talk to anybody? I'm not criticizing Mr. Fontana. That's history. That's his job. I'm not going to revisit what he could have or should not have done. I'm not going to second guess the man. He might have talked to them all. I don't know. But for the next industry, for the next 100 largest employers, I want to make sure there's no surprises. If he's going to close, I want to say, what can we do to make you change your mind? That's the difference. As a business person, mano a mano, you have your payroll to meet. I understand. Let's talk. What are you not happy about? What can I do for you to make sure you're happy? Because we are a service land here in London. What's the difference between here and Kitchener? Except a little bit shorter to Toronto. But we can make that up for you somehow.
Let's reverse roles. I'm asking you, business, what can I do for you to help you stay in London? What do you say to me?
When I pick up the phone and I have a problem with City Hall, bylaws, regulations, if I want to expand, if you can pick up your phone for me in the second ring, I'll be happy. Right now I'm calling you, call me back tomorrow. I call you back tomorrow, the guy's on holidays, call back in 2 weeks. That's not acceptable as a business person.
So you believe that Kellogg's called City Hall? And
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say Kellogg's called City Hall. You just said, let's switch the role.
As an example, though.
Well, there's no example because Kellogg's is finished. I wasn't there. Mr. Fontana was. So I'm not going to second guess the man. Right? I cannot second guess. He might have done a lot of work. We don't know.
So you'll open the chain, the lines of communication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Communication is my biggest, strongest point. I tell you the way I see it. If I got a problem I cannot solve, I'll tell you as a business owner.
But I wonder if people struggle to see how that can translate to helping a business stay in London, grow in London, come to London.
Because we talk to business. I talk to business people. They want to expand here. They want things. The world is busy. We are the only ones that's like shriveled up in a shell that says the world doesn't want to come to us. There's no business to be had. There's business to be had in the world. It's busy, Patrick. Believe me, I see it in real time. They want to expand, but we're not aggressive to say, come on down. To my eyes, City Hall is not business friendly because they got no skin in the game. They're paid no matter what. There's good people in there. There's people that want to work hard. But the system, I think, the structure and the culture has been set so that in the last 10, 20 years, somehow, something changed. And because the economic downturn went so hard, their indifference magnified. Before, their indifference didn't hurt us because they couldn't go to Poland. They couldn't go to Ho Chi Minh City because of the communist system. They couldn't go to China. But since Walmart opened up, big difference. Everybody can make a plant anywhere in the world. And so we got a double whammy. The indifference of City Hall and business had an option. If you don't like me, I go elsewhere. Thank you very much, bye-bye. Before, they says, if you don't like me, I got nowhere else to go. Because if my customer, Boeing, is in, let's say, Chicago, or GE is in, or Corning is in New York, Utica, New York, I have to be in London. Because this is a geographical center. City Hall might not like my call, might not take it, but I got to be here. Now, it says, you don't like my call? I'm going elsewhere. I can FedEx my stuff to Utica, New York as fast as I can in London, Ontario.
Are you saying, Paul, that City Hall doesn't hustle enough for business?
No, sir. Absolutely.
Or maybe it's both. Or are you saying, because I think through the London Economic Development Corporation, they do spend some time and attention on this, that they don't work hard enough at hanging on to what they have.
Working hard and working effectively for results are different. You can go through the motion of how hard you work, but whether you achieve results, that's a different matter. You can call the manager of I don't know, Roche or ABB or Intel or Donnelly Printing all you want, but if your heart's not in it, the guy knows that right away. You're not hungry for his business. Business people aren't. They have a fine sense. That honing, as you guys can tell, you can pick people out like within seconds. When they walk through your door, in 3 steps you can pick them out. What if he's an aggressive go-getter or a laid-back person? You guys can pick those out.
I'm still looking for an idea. I'm still looking for a plan, just one single plan, point of your plan, to beyond sitting down and meeting with these businesses.
Number 1, you have to turn the culture in City Hall around first.
What would you do
We have one
in
shot.
that regard then?
We have one shot. When you as a business, as we mentioned before, you one person in town says you should check out Pittsburgh. They've done fantastic, and I have. You look at their website for economic development. It's a professional page. They walk you right through everything. Have you looked at our economic development page? It's very cupboard bare, right? That's the difference. You guys see that. You see that.
You're going to take over the LEDC?
No. As I said on the platform, 18 months. As in the platform, I want a cost-benefit analysis in 18 months' time.
Of the LEDC in
Yes, sir.
18 months. And
Yes, sir.
if you don't like that, you then bring that into the mayor.
We have to talk to council, but this is what I think we need to do, because it is so important to London. If they're not producing, if we're pumping 10 million, I think that we're pumping, what, $2.9 million in there last year? Thereabouts?
Into the LEDC?
Yeah.
Something
around
let's
that.
say that.
Around that.
Sure.
And if, let's say they generate 3 jobs, that's about $1 million a job. That's not effective.
But isn't politicizing economic development?
It's not politicizing.
Hold on, you're suggesting pulling it into the mayor's office. Isn't that a disaster waiting to happen? You're politicizing that.
No, why is it politicizing?
You're a politician. You're the mayor of a city.
No, I'm
You're
just
now
saying
in
we
charge of
need
economic development.
we need some closer supervision on that.
You talk about accountability. That's
Yes,
your
sir.
big thing.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't think anyone made themselves more accountable than 4 years ago. Joe Fontana said a lot of the same things I'm hearing from you now. He said 10,000 jobs. Joe Swana said 5,000 jobs over 10 years, but that's accountable, right? That's setting a target.
No, that's
But you talk
expectation.
But you talk about goals, talk about targets. Are you prepared to set a target for yourself? I want to create jobs. How many jobs?
No, it's foolish. It's foolish because you're walking into this building that has a culture that is a lot of people with good attitudes, with good ethics, but then there's a structure in there that is years to develop into a malaise, a frozen molasses attitude. So how long is it going to take to fall that? If I say 6 months, I would be telling you the truth.
Oh no, I appreciate that. Joe Swan said 5,000 jobs in 10 years. You're not.
That would be crazy. Who projects 10 years into the future? Only unless the economic London plan projects 50 years into the future. And you know my line about that one, right? Page 4, item 7. They project 50 years into the future. We're going to save you this much money by the end of the 50th year. What currency? What inflation rate?
I'll ask you why people should trust that you're the guy who can end sort of a political gridlock and political dysfunction on council. Why are you that leader?
I don't think it's a political gridlock. I think it's an ego gridlock. And also temper and poison. That's why I say they have experience. They can keep that experience. It's poison. What have they done to our city with that amount of experience? So I come in and I say to the councillors, in this table, we talk. I talk to people around the world just like this, in all nationalities. In poor English, it takes a while, but it does get communicated. You have a problem, talk to me. You have an issue with this person, talk to me. We can ameliorate, minimize the friction. You come up with an idea, it works. Let's talk about it in this table right now. It works, let's do it. If I may. If it works, you take the credit. You take the limelight, you bank it towards your re-election. That is your credit. I don't want it. I don't need it. But if that idea, we talked about it, didn't work, I will shoulder the blame. I will stand in front of you, in front of the press, to take the arrows and the spears, or the whips.
So you want to do things differently.
Yes, sir.
But as of this week, you're now affiliated with Roger Caranci.
Not affiliated.
Hold on, hear me out. Whose advisors engineered Joe Fontana's 2010 election win.
Okay.
So how can you appeal as the outsider and the new approach when you are now affiliated in the public?
Patrick. Okay.
Oh, you've had one press conference in a month, and it was side by side with Roger Caranci. You're now affiliated in many people's minds with sort of a leader of the old guard, the pro-development old guard.
Okay. There's no preconditions of any kind. I just want to say thank you to Roger for his because he's a soldier. that came into our office with his sword sheathed and gave it to me. And I accepted that sword with as much dignity as I could. And that was it. Their campaign manager never said pipsqueak to me.
So there was absolutely no sort of for lack of a better term, a quid pro quo with Roger Caranci coming.
No.
So this rumor that you're somehow financially helping his campaign pay off his debts, that's not happening.
Don't know anything. Cheryl did not say anything. Roger did not say anything.
Well, but you would be the guy that would know that.
He's a soldier. He came with a sword. If he wants some help, am I gonna say no?
I don't know.
Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. They have not approached me.
So you would.
They have not approached me.
But you would be willing to help him financially.
Don't know. Don't know. It has not happened.
There's no chance that Roger Caranci will be hired in the mayor's office if you're elected.
Never said anything. There was a clean cut. Come in with a sword. We endorse.
Right. So when we get a call that says, "Is Paul Cheng going to hire Roger Caranci if he's elected mayor?" As his executive assistant, the answer is no.
No.
What have you done before 6 months ago? Give us one example of something you've done before 6 months ago when you entered this race to work in the community, help the community, aid the community.
Okay, to answer that first part, your other candidates have all the perfect credentials. They've got membership in all the right clubs. They've done all the right charitable organizations. They know all the right people. But what have they done for us in the last 4 years?
Well, I'm asking you, what have you
Right.
done in your adult life to aid the community? It sounds like maybe...
We give in private. As you can see, for the last several months, we live pretty low-key. We're not extravagant people. So we give in our community. My mom has directions for me to give money after she passes away to charitable organizations. We don't broadcast it. Now you ask it, I'll tell you. We have we've been talking with different people about setting up charitable foundations. And I think that can be verified. But we haven't got it firmed up yet. But those are things we do in private.
So you support organizations financially
yes.
in the community? Okay.
Yes, we give money to Sally Ann, to St. Joe's, but we don't broadcast those things.
Your opponents and a lot of other, I would say, independent observers see stark contradictions in your platform. I'll give you an example. No new spending,
Yep.
$10 million for apprenticeship programs. Where are you going to get that $10 million, and how does that square with I'm the guy who's not going to have any new spending?
Okay, I put that in to highlight the difference at the time. Fanshawe was pumping City Hall for $10 million. I put that in, I wanted to highlight, instead of giving $10 million more to Fanshawe, this is what we could do with the money.
So you're not going to do that program then?
We can, but the money is gone already. It's given to Fanshawe, right?
Right. I heard you talking last night, though, about
Yep.
this apprenticeship program, and now it sounds like you're saying it's not something you're going to do.
It can be done. We can do it.
But how can you do it when you're not going to have any new spending?
We can raise it and budget the money for it. There's the London Economic Development Plan, and there's a whole bunch of giveaways we have in the city. Out of $1 billion budget, for $10 million, I think we can find something in there. We can divert something. That's how they do it right now.
But is that not new spending?
No, I don't think so. We can divert some spending. There's a whole bunch of things I want to look into, but I won't get into it here.